My name is Mario Franco. During an emergency situation like COVID-19 or any other situation, and sometimes it happens, the students cannot attend the classes in the school, then any government, any authority need to create a continuity plan. In an emergency situation, every question arises at the same time, like now. Then a continuity plan is a very important step to be prepared and to answer to the challenges. In this continuity plan, we need to organize the system and the steps and the answers for the decision makers. We have to create an ecosystem who make comprehensive the different problems that the students and the teachers face. And for that, there are several frameworks, that are guides and recommendations we can use, and we will talk about it in the coming videos. Let's see now an overview of the UNESCO 10 recommendations to plan distance learning solutions. The first recommendation is to examine the readiness and choose the most relevant tools. In a short term or even in medium term, it's necessary to choose the most relevant tools. One of the problems is to choose tools, an immense number, and people cannot coordinate, cannot use tools which fit to their problem, and they can spend a lots of time analyze the different tools. This can be a problem. Also, it's important to choose tools considering people with low internet access and other aspects, low skills, for example. The second advice is to ensure inclusion of distance learning programs. Some of the groups, people with special needs and other groups, need programs to allow them to be included. Otherwise, part of the students and teachers cannot follow, and we raise a big problem of equity. The third recommendation is related to protect data privacy and data security. This is a very important point and should be taken very seriously in consideration. The fourth recommendation is prioritize solutions to address psychosocial challenges before teaching. Don't forget that parents, teachers, and students, in special moments, are under pressure from their job, from coping with the students' needs and support. Then is necessary to taking in consideration. Then there is a very special situation which we need to be considered in this aspect. The fifth recommendation is to plan the study schedule of the distance learning programs. Don't forget, then parents at home, they have their own schedule, their own agendas. Some of them are still working. Then organizing the timetables, how long the teachers will be with the students, how much homework, all these aspects need to be considered to schedule the study. The sixth recommendation is provide support to teachers and parents to use digital tools. Many teachers and parents still need this support to develop their digital skills, and even the students in some cases, especially when they are using these tools for study or following learning programs. The seventh recommendation is blend appropriate approaches and limit the number of applications and platforms. That's related to choosing the tools. Is important, then define what tools and what they are for, and don't make the people waste a lot of time to decide and define different tools. Then a certain critical mass and the coordination of the different tools is a very important aspect to taking into consideration. The recommendation number 8, develop distance learning rules and monitor students' learning process. It's very important to define rules. Teachers and students need to be coordinated, even the participation of the parents. Then establishing the clear rules, what is the time in advance, and allow people to learn how to coordinate, how to even coordinate a session, for example, a synchronous session, a video conference, or how to define the rules for videos or for another kind of tools is very important. Then it's another way to support the learning process. The other thing is define the duration of distance learning units based on the student self-regulation skills and special different programs related to the different age. You cannot have kids with 6 or 7 years old to stay one day in front of their computer to following a learning process, and they have to be taking in consideration other ages, other levels of education. They can maybe have a different approach. One important and last recommendation from these 10 recommendations is creating communities and enhance connection. This process is not learning in terms of learning the subjects, learning history, learning biology, but it's learning skills, social skills mediated by technology. Then it's important to create communities where the people can share their experiences and create different moments for them to develop their own social skills under these circumstances. Then this is the 10 recommendations to plan distance learning. We will produce some videos about each of the recommendations. This is to give you an overview about these 10 recommendations. This webcast is part of the Sustainable at EDU Policy Framework Accelerator Workshop. And this webcast, or this group of webcasts related to distance learning and education, can be used as a single model, or you can choose to go to all the workshop, and because some of the other webcasts in other sections will be related to the implementation or have subjects related to this webcast. Then this webcast is not alone, but you can go and see more and more information in the other parts of this workshop. The workshop itself is part of the Sustainable at EDU Policy Framework Architecture, which is a framework of frameworks to train and planning and implement ICT education projects in a sustainable way. Then please feel free to go to the website and to look at the different parts, different sections where I deliver a lot of videos and also documents and links to implement this kind of projects. Thank you.